Welcome to JMaths for Graduates. Today we will discuss a very important topic of real analysis, Riemann integration. Okay, so let's start. This word integration is concerned with the problem of finding the area of a region under a curve. Okay, now consider a function f from closed interval ab to set of a real number. Okay, now suppose graph of function is something like this. Now we have to find the area of the region under this curve. Okay, so in order to find the area of this region, two persons volunteered, person A and person B. So to find the area, person A circumscribed this curve with a rectangle. Okay, and he said the area of this superscribed rectangle is the approximate area of the curve. Okay, but you can see there is a lot of error here. You can see lot of error here. And then person B came forward. He claimed that area of this inscribed rectangle is the approximate area of the region. Okay, but you can see there's still some error in finding the area of the region. Okay, area calculated by person A is greater than the area of region, while person B's area is less than the area of region. Okay, so both of them were not able to satisfy anyone with their answer. Then what happened next? A third person came forward and he taught them a concept of partition. He told them if they will divide the interval AB into number of subintervals, then they can reduce the error. So partition of interval AB is, let AB is any interval. Okay, so AB is any interval. Okay, so if I divide this interval into number of subintervals, okay, now suppose this point A is, I call this as x0, this is x1, this is x2, this is x3, and this some point xr. Okay, and suppose this point B is xn. Okay, then the set x0, x1, x2, x3, xr and xn, this set is known as partition of interval AB. Okay, suppose I call this set as P. Okay, then this set P is the partition of interval AB. Okay, after learning the concept of partition, person A and person B again tried to find the area of the region, and they realized they have actually reduced the error. More they divide the interval, error reduces significantly, and area of rectangles approximates the area of region. Okay, so this further division of interval known as refinement of partition. Suppose AB subinterval. Okay, and if I divide this interval into number of subintervals, suppose this is point x0, this is x1, this is x2, this is x3, this is x4, this is x5, this is x6, and this is x7. Okay, then set x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, this set P is known as partition of interval AB. Okay, now if I further divide this interval, okay, suppose this is point y1, this is point y2, this is point y3, then set P star containing points x0, x1, x2, y1, x3, y2, x4, y3, x5, x6 and x7. This set P star is known as refinement of partition P. Okay, let me formulate this into a definition. If P is any partition of interval AB, okay, and P star is said to be refinement of P if P star contains at least one more extra point than P. Okay, if this happens, then P completely contained inside P star. Okay, so this is the definition of refinement of partition P. Till now we have learned you can find the area of region under a curve in two ways, either by making superscribed rectangle or by making inscribed rectangles. So these two techniques have been given names. Area of superscribed rectangle is known as Darboux upper sum and area of inscribed rectangle is known as Darboux lower sum. Now let us see in detail what is Darboux upper sum and Darboux lower sum. For Darboux upper sum, we find the area of superscribed rectangle. In superscribed rectangle, length of rectangle is what? Length of rectangle, it is nothing but the maximum value of function in that interval. Okay, and breadth of rectangle is what? Breadth of rectangle is the length of the subinterval. Okay, if m1 be the maximum value of function in first interval, then area of first rectangle will be m1 delta x1. Here delta x1 is the length of first subinterval. Okay, similarly area of second rectangle will be m2 delta x2. Okay, and similarly area of rth subinterval will be mr delta xr and area of nth rectangle will be mn delta xn. Now writing this sum in summation form, so this will be sigma mi delta xi, I is running from 1 to n. Okay, so this sum is known as Darboux upper sum. Okay, and it is denoted by UPF. Okay, P for partition and F for the function fx. Okay, here capital Mi is supremum of function fx in ith interval. Okay, and delta xi is length of ith subinterval, which is equals to xi minus 1. Okay, in the same manner we can explain Darboux lower sum. In Darboux lower sum, we find the area of inscribed rectangle. In inscribed rectangle, the length of rectangle is the minimum value of the function in that interval, and breadth of rectangle is the length of the subinterval. Okay, so if m1 is the minimum value of the function in the first interval, then the area of first interval will be this area of this first rectangle will be m1 delta x1. Okay, here delta x1 is the length of first subinterval. Okay, similarly area of second rectangle will be m2 delta x2. Okay, and so on. Area of rth rectangle will be mr delta xr, and area of nth rectangle will be mn delta xn. Okay, now writing this sum in summation form, this will be sigma small mi delta xi, and I is running from 1 to n. Okay, so this sum is known as Darboux lower sum. Okay, and it is denoted by LPF. Okay, and here small mi is what? Here small mi is infimum of function fx in ith subinterval. Okay, as we have seen, area calculated by person A is slightly greater than the required area, so I can say UPF will be greater than equals to integration a to b f dx. Okay, and area calculated by person B is less than the required area, hence LPF will be less than this integration. Okay, this relation is very important in Riemann integral. I hope everything is clear to you till now. Now let us see what is upper Riemann integral and lower Riemann integral. As we have seen, refinement of partition reduces the error. As a result, UPF decreases and LPF increases. Okay, so infimum of upper Riemann sum is the upper Riemann integral, which is denoted by a b bar f dx. Okay, and supremum of this lower Riemann sum LPF is known as lower Riemann integral, which is denoted by integration a bar b f dx. When these two integrals are equal, then function f is Riemann integrable. That means f is Riemann integrable in closed interval a b if lower Riemann integral is equals to upper Riemann integral. Okay, so this video ends here. If you really find this video informative, then show your support by subscribing this channel. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching.